I'm recording Conan Exiles. Hey, yeah, I made a new character using multi-care. I wanted to make a sorcerer character to run on the side alongside my usual dude. I can explain more of that later. But yeah, I went into the sorcery cave to learn the opening step of sorcery. I just can't fucking help myself. And I'm looking at the chests that you can find behind the sorcery podium. And this one over here, 5 silver bars and 25 gold coins. This chest right here, perfected steel greatsword, 16 iron bars, steel sickle, steel punching daggers, simple armor rebalance kit, simple weapon damage kit, steel bars, 6 steel reinforcements, and a ceramic jug.
Holy shit. That normally would have had, like you said before, like 10 stone and 2 plant fiber.
Yeah. Yeah, looting
That's
caves.
pretty crazy.
Looting caves, dungeons, and NPC camps just got way more profitable.
Yeah, I just read that after you said that the new changes took place today. Go ahead. You go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I should hit this after. It's a different topic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I read. Oh, I'm also liking the ability to actually turn and move a little bit when you're attacking. That's a big fucking deal.
Yes. That makes several weapons much better.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try them all out again now that I can do this. That was one of the reasons why I stuck with daggers and then eventually axes. I didn't like how most of the other weapons swung. I didn't like the trajectory they took, but now you can actually adjust the trajectory to some extent, which is a big deal for me.
Yeah,
no, go on. Go ahead.
Also, yeah, the greatsword. If you use the greatsword on what is ordinarily the kick button has a big overhead swing that's got really slow startup.
Okay.
And let me tell you, that is a lot more viable than it used to be because now you can actually move during it.
Oh, yeah. That would be a big deal, for sure. Yeah, we are now playing the newest update, which is the Age of War Chapter 2. And after you mentioned the changes, you gave a summary of changes that sounded good, which then led me to go and check the download. Which again, for me, it was automatic. They'd already downloaded it for me, so I thought, well, okay, then let me go check and see what the updates are. And they did say that they definitely made dungeon crawling a lot more lucrative. They said that they increased the dungeon loot to make it a lot more exciting and dynamic, more profitable. They also said that. I'm a little bit mixed on this. They took away the legendary chests near the outdoor bosses, but they've now put those in more dungeons. So now you have to, instead of just killing a boss on the outside of the world, you have to dungeon crawl to kill the bosses there to get the loot chests. But then they said the loot chests are now, or those are the legendary chests. I'm sorry, not the loot chests. The chests that have the legendary weapons and stuff, those are now in dungeons. But it sounds like the dungeon chests alone are also better than they were before. Significantly from what you just said.
Yes, just chests in general are way better. I'll say I haven't killed a 3-skull boss since the update. I did kill a 1-skull boss, however. And
yeah, you mentioned that.
I'm gonna go ahead and take the bracelet off because I don't know how to get out of here. Yeah, the 1-skull bosses, when you run into them, I killed like 3 1-skull shellbacks, the ones with blue eyes. One didn't have anything special, but one, when I killed him, he gave me silverstone and alchemical mix. Oddly enough, and a decent supply of it, if memory serves. And another one, when I killed him, he dropped 6 armor repair kits.
That's pretty fucking good. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make sense, but I mean, neither did finding, whatever, like a camel skin in a cloth sack or whatever the hell.
Well, how long has it been that you've been able to kill, the Red Mother or the big scorpion in the jawbone? And they give you 5 cooked pork dinners.
Yeah, it would happen sometimes. You never knew what you'd get. I guess now it's supposed to be a little bit more logical.
By the way,
maybe a little bit. Yeah,
one thing I left out is that when you kill the NPC humans, I already mentioned they have a pretty good chance to drop good weapons, armor, ammo. They've also got a fairly good chance to drop cooked meals.
Oh, good. Cool. I mean, I would occasionally get that before from the Northerners, but they might have upped that to make it more common.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be good.
On the Exiles, I've definitely run into plenty of Exiles that drop, like, salted berries and dried berries, stuff like that. The Darfari now will drop bone broth, which makes sense.
It does.
So, yeah, cooked meals will be popping up a lot earlier in the game, though you won't be able to make them yourself for a good while.
That's cool, though, if that is going to be more a thing. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely very good. I mean, I already just killed a couple of minutes ago while we were talking. I killed my first human, and he dropped several pieces of armor that were accurate to what he had on. I mean, maybe I got a lucky drop because they're supposed to not do that all the time, which is ultimately good. That would make it too easy. And he dropped a couple of Nordic fur pieces, which is fine because that's what he had on, and those are basic. But then he also dropped one like Nordic steel gauntlet or whatever, which is really good.
Yeah, I haven't been up north. Well, sometimes they even drop better armor than what they're wearing. Because I killed an exile who was wearing who was pretty well nuked.
He was nuked. He had been nuked.
My brain couldn't decide to say nude or naked.
Right, that's fine. It happens.
He was naked, but nonetheless he dropped light boots.
Oh, okay.
Like not fiber sandals or whatever crap you can make from like a couple plant fibers. No, like light boots with like you'd have to make at an armorer's bench.
Right, exactly. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just killed a couple of these dead bone guys. Not the skeletons, but you know, like the revenants or whatever. I don't know what they're called exactly off the top of my head, but one of them just dropped some pure aloe extract, 14 animal hides. What are they? They are let's see. 14, what the hell were they? Hang on. I'm sorry, wolf pelts. 14 wolf pelts, 2 stutter wraps, 14 fur, and they all dropped an elk head trophy. Which, again, is more than just, like, an iron sword and some bone broth or whatever, or some ash.
They're definitely dropping a lot more decorations than they used to.
That's super cool. I like that. You don't have to sit and craft every single object that you want in the game.
I've seen a lot of taxidermied animals.
Yeah, you mentioned earlier the taxidermied. It's actually
Ostrich.
specifically called. Yeah, I just found a taxidermied boar. Actually, in fact.
Yeah,
Advanced armor repair kit.
You may at a few points on the map find where I just simply put down taxidermied creatures that I picked up and go, "What the hell? Why is there a taxidermied this here?" So there you go.
So you dropped them on the ground, meaning that somebody else will say the same thing when they find them. Ultimately,
Yeah.
I guess me, because it's worth noting for anyone listening who's been following these, we lost half of our team.
Yeah.
Half of our crew quit.
It is actually important to mention. Yesterday, I was playing the game and I was just hanging out in Discord because I was figuring if I just hang out in the general voice chat, then Addy's probably going to pop in because Addy seems to check pretty frequently whether or not anyone's in there, and he'll pop in if there is anyone in there. And I have currently a little bit of an odd situation. Have you noticed that I sound particularly clearer?
I hadn't, but to be fair, you always sounded pretty clear, so that either way, that's good.
Well, Pink certainly noticed it yesterday. I am borrowing a microphone just to test it out. I'm curious about getting a microphone and headphone set for Christmas that my dad and my sister both got for their musician stuff because they like to make music a lot.
Oh.
And so I borrowed the microphone from the set to test how it is, and it sounds clearer to me on the little recordings, but I have a little bit of an odd issue. If I speak kind of if I don't speak directly into the mic, if I speak kind of sideways looking away from the mic, I get audibly a lot crispier, right?
Yeah, well, I can hear that you're doing something different now, or were.
Yeah, so I was curious if Addy could pop on. I figured Addy would know a solution to it, but Addy actually didn't pop on, and today he's in school. He's in class. But either which way, Addy didn't pop on, but Pink did, which surprised the shit out of me. And Pink said, we talked about Conan for a little bit, we talked about the mic for a little bit, but the thing that I thought was odd was Pink made a point of saying, and he phrased this in like a tone, he said this in like a tone I've never heard Pink used before. It was somewhere between determined and threatening, intimidating. Pink said, in a very determined tone, "I'm gonna catch up."
In Conan?
Yeah, in Conan.
Oh.
And
well, that's odd.
It was odd, yeah, because he was just before going like, "Oh, I don't know." But you weren't around on the Discord to see it, but Pink did pop up in the gaming tab at one point to say, "Hey, Alex, I'm trying to play Conan on my own, but vanilla Conan is janky as hell. Give me the mod list." And I thought that was weird then, like, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah. Yeah, that's unusual. I don't know what's going on there. I thought that he was pretty much kind of done with it. He said that he'd played for, wasn't he saying that he'd play for like maybe 20 minutes or so and then just kind of get bored and move on when we'd play together?
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Huh. Well, something made him change his mind from the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Weird.
By the way, am I stupid, or is there always... Am I stupid? Has there always been a punch dagger weapon set?
Punch dagger. Like you mean that actual type of weapon?
Yeah.
Yes, there actually has.
Okay,
Whether you're stupid, I will let you deduce.
Okay, I'm stupid then, because I've not noticed them until today. I saw one of the Age of War chapter trailers, a guy using punch daggers, and I was confused. I was like, wait a second, if they added a new weapon set to the game, they haven't advertised this at all.
Oh, right. Yeah, they you're talking about the daggers that you're basically holding a handle and they have like long triangle points at the end
Yeah.
of the. Yeah. Yeah, those have been there before. None of us has ever used them or talk about them though, so I could see why they'd go under the radar.
None of the DLC sets add any.
That would also make sense. I've never paid much attention to them, to be honest. I was using daggers when I had that choice, then after that I moved to axes, so I kind of quit paying attention after that.
I got some steel punching daggers from the chests in the sorcery cave. They seem pretty cool.
Do they do good damage?
They do good damage. They're similar to the regular daggers. They apply bleed. You don't move as much is the big difference I've noticed from the regular daggers. Because the regular daggers, you move all around the damn map using those.
Okay. Oh wait, hang on one second. I'll be right back.
Yeah, it's kind of like he's boxing with them. Yeah, it's pretty cool. All right, there we go. Yeah, if I want to get started on sorcery, well, I want to work on my house.
Yeah, chocolate to me goes.
This place. Because this dude, I've got this dude running. And I got these badass fucking dreads. Yeah?
All right, I'm back. You got some dreads, did you say?
Yeah,
Your character. You made your new character.
yeah, I made a, I'll swap between them as the game goes. On some level, I just want... Yeah, on some level, I wanted to have an alternative where I can go back to playing sorcerer if I damn well want to, but also, I also wanted to make a character that perhaps I could play that would still give Pink some space to catch up, right? Though the way he said it, he made it sound like he was going to do it come hell or high water. So
I'm a little unclear then. So did he? I think I'm back in. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was loading. Did he? So he didn't specify that he had specific plans to come back in, or did he? I mean, the catching up strongly implies it, but did he?
Well, if he's somehow caught up without playing
before.
the game, then that would be pretty astounding.
Well, I mean, playing it. I don't know if he was going to play in solo and then just like get really good at the game and then join us again, or if he actually like had specific plans to come back in and play the multiplayer with us.
That's a good question. I've kind of been wondering that. Is he like fucking Rocky in the gymming behind, and we don't know about it?
I don't know. I mean, that's the last I heard him talk about it was when we all played together, which was about 2 weeks ago now. And I remember he said that he just like I was surprised to hear that he was from the sound of it not particularly invested in playing the game. I mean, and hadn't been for maybe at least a little bit of time. And so I was like, oh man, that actually kind of makes me feel bad. Well, that's a bummer. But then now to hear that he says that he's going to catch up, I'm just wondering what would have possibly turned around. Maybe I completely misunderstood his level of interest. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm a bit mixed up as well.
Yeah, I don't know. Can't explain it.
It appears I started this recording with unfortunate timing, as there's actually food waiting on me downstairs. I'll keep going for a few minutes longer, just so that but yeah, I'll be after a few
if you need
minutes.
to duck out temporarily to eat, that's fine.
Yeah, well, I'll probably just take the stuff upstairs so I can still be here.
Oh, okay, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Either way.
By the way, where did you actually end up, like, are you kind of living as a nomad, or do you have any place built up? Because I was wondering... Like, have you actually checked the challenge? Oh, right, you literally are just playing now. Okay, so I had a weird thing yesterday. I popped into the game, and when I looked at the challenges for the battle pass, all of them were defeat purge enemies, defeat a purge.
I got a bunch
start
of those
purge.
myself. Yeah, just now I got those. Yeah, to encourage me.
Well, that was yesterday. Now today I go over to the challenges, and it's all pretty well normal stuff. Defeat prey animals, craft a weapon, defeat salamanders, visit Shellhaw.
Let's see. I already re-rolled mine. Maybe I shouldn't have, because I just assumed we weren't going to purge, but I should have asked first because we haven't tried it yet. But yeah, I re-rolled mine, and I've got generally some pretty normal ones, but I've got 3 level 70s, or whatever, 370 experiences, whatever, and they're a little bit more uncommon. Complete an encounter, for example. I'm not even sure exactly what that means.
Yeah, I don't know what that means either. That's a little bit ambiguous.
It is, yeah, an encounter with the beast, a character. I don't know. But for whatever it's worth, I have built up a little area. Nothing major, but yeah, I have like a home base. But yeah, I'm kind of nomading a little bit. I didn't want to like build too much in this one area. I'm gonna build several places here and there.
Yeah, I intend on building in several places as well. I was just wondering, like, if we ever get, will we ever, do we intend on ever getting a place set up that will be our let's fight purges here base, right?
I guess at some point we should maybe plan on making some kind of area maybe where we can pull some of our treasures and stuff, because I guess that's what attracts the purge more than anything. So
Yeah.
if we have kind of a wealthy purge area, and then we just kind of make it like, I mean, again, like if we just avoid like the grand, giant citadel type of thing, but we make, I'm sure we could make a nice base without having to go crazy. And we could use that as a sort of like a home.
I think it won't be nearly as much of a problem. I think we can build a pretty big place, not really it being an issue, as long as none of us are spawning there, right?
That was the worst part, was having to spawn there. It was difficult having to go even towards it sometimes. That would be like a stutter of like 10 to 20 seconds, which got kind of annoying every time you left the area and came back in the same session. But again, one thing was we were by Sepamaru, we were by several monster spawns. Maybe if we just kind of pick a different spot and just...
Yeah.
I think the combination of picking a different spot and just not building as massively, we'll probably be okay.
Well, I think a big part of the issue is just simply... there are several parts of the map that were clearly built to be, this is the spot where you go and build your majestic mega citadel. And we, didn't build on those spots. We built on top of one of the most important dungeons in the game, right next to the most important city in the game.
Exactly, yeah. We built on a pretty, what would be the word? Busy, I guess, for lack of a better term, busy area.
Yeah. It was a fun choice, but not a wise one.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you. Yeah, it was fun. I just think that between all of us, we just built too many things. We like built every possible thing we could. We built in multitudes of like every possible structure type. Towers on top of towers. Like literally, Soon's area was literally like a giant tower that was just there for nothing except to get him even closer to the other tower he built, just like crazy shit like that. Like, I don't condemn anyone for doing it, especially since we didn't know, but just like that kind of just like, I will build until I touch the face of God, that type of building. If we tone down that a little bit, maybe not have one of every single animal. Maybe I don't have to park 30 different dancer thralls, that kind of stuff. If everyone just kind of pulls it back a little bit.
If we're going to do that stuff, do it further apart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, do it a little bit further apart, or even if we do it, just maybe keep the whatever, like the limits a little bit more in check than we did, because before we had none. Whereas this time we can have some.
Yeah, and if we're going to go, the places where we go nuts with building should be very low traffic areas.
Yeah, maybe not so much stuff going on in those areas. I mean, again, just the sheer fact that we were by Sepamaru alone, I mean, there's like 70 character spawns just in that city, 50 to 70, something like that. So that alone was probably kind of tricky.
When you look at the north, how much stretch of land is there in the highlands where there is just fucking nothing, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of emptiness in the north, yeah.
And it's not an accident, it's because that's supposed to be the place where you build a castle.
What makes you think so? I mean, I'm not disagreeing, but what made you come to that conclusion?
When you see the shots that Funcom uses to advertise, hey, look at how cool our building systems are, they're always built in the specifically conspicuously big empty spaces on the map.
I see. Yeah, that makes perfect sense then.
Along
Plus,
similar
it's
lines,
the end game area, so yeah. Go ahead.
along similar lines, there are big open stretches of desert between pretty well the African savanna and Sepper Maru. Barring a couple stuff like the Den, like in a lot of those places are clear. Like if you want to build a big cool Arabian palace, that's where you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. Yeah, I saw some spots down there that seemed really nice for building. The place I'm in now is by, again, like I describe it as the Hand of God. I'm not sure exactly. It's called something similar to that, and that's over by
Hand of the Creator.
Hand of the Creator. I'm close. I'm close. Yeah, I'm right directly outside of that. Like it's the hand is basically gesturing towards it. So, that's an area that's kind of, not, there's stuff going on in terms of, like, the river and stuff like that, but it's not, like, a major, like, population area or anything like that. Not a lot of, like, camps and stuff like that right there.
Yeah, the place that I've partly built on with my other character, the Chitin dude, there is a, like, just south of Horse Island, there is a big open stretch of legitimately nothing but like, it's like almost half a square on the map of nothing but palm trees.
Oh, where'd you say this was?
So, it's in, let's say, K5. You see how K5 is basically, there's the southern part of Horse Island, and then there's just a big open stretch of kind of like tan terrain.
Let me look, I'm checking now. Okay, there's 5 and K... Oh yeah, okay, not too far from that first like pirate area, basically. There's like, isn't that like a major like deer spawn place or something like that we established? Some kind of quadruped area over there.
No, the horse the.
Oh, I'm thinking of Horse Island. Yeah, it's not far from there, right?
Horse Island is the upper half of K5. It's Horse Island.
Yeah, then I know where you're talking about. Yeah, I know the area.
Yeah, the southern half of it, that's more kind of into the mainland. That is, like, legitimately, there are no spawns of any kind there.
Oh, wow, okay.
Like, there's a few palm trees and a few boulders, there you go. And it could not more explicitly be, build here because you're not going to be covering anything up.
Yeah, I gotcha. There's some spots like that in the map then, for sure. As you said, there's an area, I've remarked about it before, it's not too far from the Jawbone, which is getting a little bit closer to Sepper Maru and the Unnamed City, but it's, I think far enough away from those cells that I don't think it would, be the same kind of thing as what we ran into before.
The southwest part of the Unnamed City can be pretty sparse too. There's the ghosts, but that's about it.
Yeah, that general area there, I've commented before, I really like the dry mud kind of area that they've got out there. Just like flat, like real flat, like muddy land. I really like that area out there, and that's another spot that I think is, as you said, like you can tell that they expect people to build there.
Yeah, absolutely. Around the Jawbone, especially, like on some level, you can tell that from multiplayer servers they wanted to balance it in terms of probably there's going to be a clan that controls each major resource area. The Jawbone is clearly supposed to be something that one clan controls the access to, right?
Yeah, that also seems logical. I mean, they're figuring that these are generally going to be, it's not just going to be like 4 people playing friendly on this map. It's going to be a bunch of people like defending their areas and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair assessment.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and put down a few more walls up here, and then I'm probably going to go ahead and cut this recording and go grab the enchiladas that are waiting on me, and they are probably cold and
cold and slimy.
Cold enchiladas, and I have a strong feeling that what I'm about to go down there and hear is, damn it, they got cold. You should have came up here when I said, but what can you do?
You can microwave them is what you can do. Get back at those cold enchiladas.
I don't know about that.
Make enchiladas warm again.
Oh boy, whew. Make them extra slimy. There you go. Alright, there we go. Put down a few more wood tiles. I'm going to go ahead and cut this recording here. And I will see you folks later. And sorry for the short video, but deal with it, suckers. It's my channel. Fuck you.
Things happen.